Folks, Warriors are on a skid. First 4-game losing streak of the season. We're playing a tough part of the schedule and regressing back to the mean. We're now 12-7, 7-4 away. We lost 113 to 105 to Phoenix. Now, Phoenix is a good team, not the end of the world, but once again, our start was the reason why we couldn't make it up. You can't go down big to good teams in this league. You won't be able to come back. Now, the Warriors, we gave up a bunch of leads a couple of times, and they were able to come back. We won some of those games. We lost some of those games. At the same time, we were down big in New Orleans. They're not a good team. We came back. But against the upper echelon of this league, you can't do that. Randy Silver Warriors Digest. There's one key stat from this game you may not be aware of. We're going to dive into why. And we're going to hear about the rotations from Steve Kerr and Steph Curry and what they think. Is this 12, 13-man rotation working anymore? Do we need to go down to 10? We're a quarter of the way plus through the season, and people know our system now. They know what we do well. There's tape on us, so there's no more surprises. So Warriors, hey, we got to get our act together because we got Denver on Tuesday. It's not going to be an easy game whatsoever. So let's dive into the box really quick, then we'll get to the thoughts for you so you can see this. Again, I know this is day after, so you've already seen with Melton out. It's been Waters who's been starting. I said probably not the best move moving forward. He hasn't played good. Steve Kerr agreed. Podziemski started. He had 2 threes, better than he's been doing lately. 7 boards, 4 assists, a decent stat line next to Steph Curry, 23 points, but Steph labored. Did not have a good first quarter. First half, really, most of that came in the third quarter. 3 of 10 from 3, not his best shooting night. What is something big? Look at the bottom at Moses Moody. 3 minutes. You're telling me someone you just signed for an extension for $13-ish million a year is deserving of 3 minutes? I'm so flabbergasted why Steve Kerr doesn't play Moody. I don't get it. Moody, ask for a trade maybe, like if you need more playing time. Obviously, he's locked in now. Maybe have an airing out with Steve Kerr, but I don't get how Moody's only worth 3 minutes. I know that he plays small forward, a little bit power forward-ish, but more small forward. You got Waters who needs shooting out there. If you're down, you got Hield. Payton maybe for defense, but he's more of a guard. It's just crazy to me that Moses Moody can only play 3 minutes in this game. For Phoenix, folks, I mean, they played really well. I mean, again, we're going to go over the stats in a second, just showing you the box scores so you can see it. It's also down below. Durant, former Warrior, champion with us, 21 points. Booker lit us up for 27 points. Just not good enough by the Warriors at all. And notice, again, they're playing 5 starters, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 off the bench, 9 players total. And we had 5 off the start. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 13 players in. Kerr was trying to find his rotation, and it did not work. And the reason why he's trying to find his rotation is the Suns were great. They were 18 to 35 from 3. That's a pretty good shooting night. We played decent defense, but when you're getting hit on threes like that, they spread you out. You're not going to be able to win that game. And we couldn't slow them down. We shot 38% from the field, 34% from the arc, only 49 points in the first half. It got slightly better in the second half, 44%, 35% from deep. But at that point, we were down way too big. And that takes you to the team stats, folks. Again, when we look here, the stats are the turnovers and the field goal percentage. We made the same amount of field goals, 38. But when you look, they made 4 more threes. That's 12 points. And how much did the Warriors lose by? 8. 12 points, 4 more threes. In addition, when you look at the fast break points, even points in the paint, we killed them. When we look at turnovers, we only had 9 turnovers. One of our best games of not turning the ball over. Points conceded off for turnovers, even at 16. So even though we had more points in the paint, obviously 3 is more than 2. When you give up more threes to a team and you get down big, it's tough. And that's where it comes down to Steve Kerr. What are you doing as a coach to help this team get out of this rut? And what are you thinking about what we need to do to be successful?
Podziemski at the 2. I mean, I guess what went into
that? We wanted to get Brandin with that first group. We feel like he is best suited to be a secondary ball handler playing off of Steph and Draymond because he's so good attacking closeouts and distributing the ball. And I looked out there tonight. I thought he played really well. And then that brought Pat into the fold. The second game in a row where Pat's really done a nice job of distributing and keeping us in our flow. And
I agree with that. Pat Spencer, two-way player, has played great. Good passing, vision, gets into the paint, makes tough shots. Podziemski, I guess, helps out Steve Kerr and Steph Curry, of course, in the starting lineup. A little bit less pressure on Steph, but with Lindy Waters not a true point guard, Podziemski can bring the ball up, not have Draymond be the point forward. Did not work out.
So it changed things around a little bit.
And then you started Looney in the second half. Do you think that's something you might do moving forward?
Maybe it's a possibility. We changed our defensive coverage, and so we decided to put Loon in there because he's really good with that coverage, and just wanted to change the look. We were down 17, and we needed to get a spark, and Loon gave us one. That third quarter was really good.
And then what did you think of Kuminga's game, I guess prior to that late stint he had and then that late stint?
Yeah, he struggled most of the game, and then the late stretch, he gave us a big spark. And he's one of the guys who we have to look at in terms of who he's playing with, and can we get him more minutes with Steph and Draymond? He's better with those guys. Most guys are, but again, we've got a lot of things to think about.
I will say, I just want to clarify, I know Pat Spencer did not score this game, but he brings dynamicism to the offense. And something Steve Kerr said right there, folks, is we got a lot to figure out. NBA is crazy. 4 games ago, Warriors are 12-3, top of the West, and they're flying high, feeling good. Now, 4 games after that, you look here, and where are the Warriors at? They're 4th in the West, still in a playoff spot, which is good, 12-7, but they're regressing back to the mean. Obviously, 3 games out of the top OKC now. OKC starting to run away. But if you look where the 10th is, 2 games above not being in the playoffs. This is going to be brutal. You have to win every game. That's why I kept saying, and you all agree, you have to win the games against the bad teams because it's going to come back to haunt you. Spurs, we lost to Clippers twice when they were playing back-to-backs. Those come back to haunt you. Now for Steph Curry, this is a pretty long quote. I'm going to play a part of it. What does he think about the 13-man rotation, and does it need to be tighter around the 10?
In this league, it's always difficult to predict what's going to happen. We have a very unique circumstance with this team just because we've come in with the strength and numbers philosophy, and you want it to work and you want it to prove itself correct. We're on a 4-game losing streak, so you have to make adjustments, whatever that means, and everybody has to be ready for what they're asked to do. And if you're not playing, you have to stay sharp. It's hard as hell. No 2 ways around it. Mo played 2 minutes and then Kyle played 7. Like 3 games ago, Mo had the Brooklyn game, he had a stretch in the first half where he had 15 and played 4 minutes a second. It's just hard for everybody. So coach's job is to, again, make those tough decisions. It's our job to help him. If you're not playing, don't pout, don't bring the locker room down. It doesn't help anybody, including yourself. And hopefully we turn the ship around and everybody's happy again.
I love he acknowledged Mo, a.k.a. Moses Moody, 3 minutes. The other night had 15 points and barely played the second half. He needs more playing time. I think Kerr needs to probably lock in the lineup a little bit. Maybe a 10-man, 11-man, try for a couple games, see if it gives players more rhythm so we start to shoot the ball better. I'm going to break down in tomorrow's video the differences we're seeing from the team in, say, the first 12 to 15 games to the past 10. So don't go anywhere for that, folks. Please subscribe to Warriors Digest. Don't miss anything. Again, tough game against the Suns, and it only gets tougher for the Warriors as we play Denver. I'm just making sure I'm correct on it. Tuesday night on TNT, 10 p.m. So here we go, folks. Meat grind of the season. let's get to it. Warriors, let's not go to 5 in a row. Let's make it a 1-game winning streak and then stack and stack and stack. Comment your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.